Oops. Hello. I'm trying to move the fucking window because the phone is so strange. Uh, oh, what beautiful color, lol. Is it bad? On my phone it looks alright, but it's probably worse than the computer, right? Is the sound alright? I'm in a place where there is not a lot of wind. I'm in this kind of corner. So there is not a lot of wind. How the fuck can I just... Moving is quite bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, I will stop moving as much when I fucking get rid of this window, but I put it there. Okay. Nice. Nice that you can hear me. How are you doing? Yesterday I said that I was going to update my website, but I didn't go to the pool today because it's cold. Well, not cold, but it's like 26 degrees or something like this, and it's windy. So I was like, meh, I will walk. And since I walked a little bit, I was like, fuck it, let's stream outside today. I'm still trying to get rid of the fucking window, but it's impossible. Ah, okay, I did it. Did you say something? Pretty good, I guess. I'll have work tomorrow, and I'm always a bit on the edge when I wasn't there for a week or two. Mm. Other than that, good. I watched some anime with my friend, and we will probably continue later. Nice. Today I will give a call to my friend, to my friend in Germany, to see what like this job application is about and all this, so that he explains it to me, what I have to do. What anime did you watch? I was thinking, well, not thinking. I saw on Twitter something like a post about House of Dragons, and I asked the people there like, how is it House of Dragons? And apparently, it's like Game of Thrones, but a little bit worse, but still alright. Like a Game of Thrones in the mid seasons, like in the mid seasons, like 5, 6. Those are like mid, not as in chronologically mid, but as in worse. Frieden Beyond's Journey's End. I think I've heard of Frieden, of that. I think I can see that the video is choppy, even on my device. So I probably on the internet it's probably like really choppy. When I do this, it's probably like all squares or something. I already watched it what, 3 times and read it twice, but I didn't so far. So I was like, I want to watch it again. Nice. The only well, there are not a lot of animes I can watch again because I have not watched many, but I always think of rewatching Initial D. Because, for example, you saw like yesterday when I did the updating of my website, the Card Town game that was a Facebook and 20 game. So that game I was playing like more than 10 years ago, and I guess I continued playing for a couple of years more or something like this. But it's probably been like 10 years since I finished the show. I probably started watching the show before I had a driving license, right? So maybe it's due for a rewatch. I often like to watch anime that I liked again over watching something new that it could be uninteresting. I'm usually the opposite. I'm usually like, there are so many new things to watch. Why would I rewatch something that I have already watched again? But I guess you are right in that sense. No. Bro, this interface is so stupid. Okay. But on the other hand, I am watching My Hero Academia and I am on the 6th season. It's good so far, but I just kinda don't watch. Lol. Yeah, that happened to me with Lane, like Serial Investigations Lane. I thought like it's a pretty popular anime in the part of Twitter I am in, which is like very computer oriented and all this, and I was liking it, but I don't know, it didn't like grab me or something. So I guess I just didn't continue watching it, even though it was interesting and like the aesthetics are like, and it's intriguing a little bit, but yeah. Okay, I thought of something. This was what I was thinking about when I was walking, because I came here walking, obviously, and I was thinking about the types of plants that you find here, right? And it's interesting because, for example, these are kind of the main bushes. In Spanish, they are called, I think, zarzas, and they are like these uh, plants that give that fruit. That's called, I don't know how it's called, blackberry, blue, no, not blueberry. I don't know, mora in español. This kind of fruit. Do you see it? The green ones, they turn black. Oh my god, the bitrate. Hello, how are you? Is there spiderweb on it? Ah, yeah, here it is. There is spiderweb. Yeah, the bitrate probably sucks. That's why I'm trying to make like some static shots sometimes. But yeah, basically those are moras, blackberries. I think, I don't know. I'm not sure what the name is called in English, but yeah. And the plant, as you can see, it's famous for having these kind of thorns in the in the trunk of the plant. There are thorns. Well, on the branches and all that shit. And then these are other types of like those. This is another type of plant that is very common around here, as you can see. And the the leaves are all like this pointy and all of this, right? And then there is another kind of plant that is very scratchy. Yeah, it's like this. This looks way more yellow than it should look, I guess, but it's these plants with the fucking purple flowers, all of these. As you can see, could you not see? Yeah, basically, if I stop here, can you see like that? That basically like all over, it's full of these kind of plants. And this is like, this was the other one that was it, like scratchy, like, yeah, like the contours of plants lol, with all the spikes. And it's like basically this is like the only kind of plant that is here, aside maybe like those yellow flowers. So basically this environment is all these fucking bushes, which are thorny. Okay, let's go back to the windless place. So yeah, basically, the plants are basically all thorny, and I was like, whoa, why is this environment so fucking rough with, I don't know, with the animals or whatever, right? Why is it so hostile? And this is like, I don't know, I was thinking kind of metaphorically, right? As in, the place I was born in is so hostile to human, well, not to humans necessarily, right? But to living, I guess, to animals and that kind of shit, right? And it made me think, right? Yesterday I was watching a video about a Spanish guy, and he's like very cultured, you could say, and he has like this huge library of books, and he makes videos about his books. And in the video he said something like he was talking about people who go to who live in the yeah, he was talking about kind of immigration, right? And how people go to, yeah, and how one solution could be like to send like the immigrants or whatever the fuck to to the countryside, right? Where there is like space and there is need for people who work. And he was like, but obviously, right, there need to be like extra incentives because everyone idealizes, like everyone who idealizes the countryside hasn't lived in it. That's what he said, right? And I was like, true, probably, right? I watch lately a lot of videos of these people who go from the city to the countryside to like search for a more peaceful life or whatever. And even though I relate, my underlying sense is that okay, for most of the people watching, because these are videos that get like 500,000 views, that kind of shit, right? 100,000 for 200,000 up to a million, over a million, some of them, and it's like okay, maybe for the people who is making the video, like well, the person who makes the video is someone who is like looking into that kind of lifestyle, and then the people who like get interviewed or whatever by him. Wait, no, there has to be a setting of bitrate. There is no way it's a normal stream. I don't think there's a bitrate setting. Sorry about that. It's also on a shitty phone and it's on like 4G, right? I'm streaming through cellular networks. It's not on Wi-Fi, so just like programmers saying, I just want to become a farmer, including me. But related, it's like, bro, do you know how farmers work? Yeah, exactly, right? I watched a video, like one of these interviews was by by a girl. No, to a girl, right? It was by a guy to a girl, and this girl, well, the guy that makes the interviews that I watch is always the same because it's his channel. But then the girl, like the people who he interviews, are different. And this girl was some kind of girl from I don't know exactly where, but either from a city of Asturias, which is like a province in the north of Spain, or like Madrid, like the biggest city in Spain. And she went to like a small village, not even a village, like a fucking house in the middle of fucking nowhere, in the mountains of Asturias, right? And it was obviously very beautiful, right? Very green, greenish. So it was like on a hill, so it had like the house on the hill had views to the other side of the mountains and all this. So it was a beautiful view, but the house didn't have electricity. The house didn't have like it had running water because it had like a water source in the house itself, right? In the property, it had a water source, like a manantial. Manantial se dice en español. So I think it's called source in English as well. Like a natural fountain. Maybe it's called like that. Water source. I don't know. It had one of those, so it had water, but it had no electric. It could not be connected to electricity easy. Well, not easily, cheaply, right? Because normally you just pay like a couple of euros or something, or maybe like $100 or something like this, and they like get electricity back to you because it's already like connected to the grid. That house used to be connected to the grid, so it can be connected to the grid, but it was so deteriorated that like it was super expensive to connect to the electricity. So she was like a girl who was living alone on this fucking house in the middle of nowhere that didn't have running water. Well, that had running water, right? But not like running water as in fucking shit pipes, like pipes for your shit, right? So she had to shit on this outside toilet made out of like, yeah, out of that fucking thing, right? Like, out of whatever the fuck that is, right? However that's called, hay, yeah, out of like old grass, basically. It was crazy. Chat in directo. Not gonna lie, Costco probably does know. I actually don't really know, to be honest. I know that it's annoying, right? I know I'm close enough to know that it's annoying, but I've never actually done it, right? I've never, I've never. I think I have literally never taken a shit outside of a modern toilet. Maybe twice, like maybe once, on like a camping excursion, maybe a couple of times on accident on like, not sure if the car or like at school or whatever, like when you are a 4 years old or something like this, that you shit at the school and your parents get called and you have to like get new clothes, maybe something like that, right? Or like when I was a baby and I shat on that, even shitting outside. Yeah, I think I've never shat outside, right? Maybe once, or when while hiking or something like this, or while camping, but I think I've never actually camped. I don't know. And of course, I've never like shat and then lived on the same place that I shit, where some kind of technology is in place to remove the shit there, right? So I've never, I guess, handled my own shit and had to like put grass on my shit so that it gets, I don't know. You get the point, right? I've never done that. I've never planted my own food. I don't know how long it takes. I know that it takes time because when I was a kid, I did plant like some of this fucking whatever. They give you like a pea and you plant it in like cotton and then it grows. So I know that it takes a little bit of a while, but I've never grown food. I mean, well, I am probably you as well. I'm so used to electricity that I probably wouldn't be able to live without it, at least not for long. I mean, people romanticize that way of living, but to know how to handle that way of life is sort of a very good thing. Yeah, I'm not against learning it, but obviously, like, I wouldn't, like, she basically, well, I don't have property as well, right? I don't own anything. I only have like money or like stocks. So, and she has like a house, but for example, I wouldn't exchange my money for that kind of house, right? Also, it's like a money pit, right? Because no one is going to buy that shit from you. Because who the fuck wants to go? Like, the good thing about it is that she didn't spend a lot. The problem is that now she owns that shit. I guess it doesn't matter if she like doesn't give a fuck about the house because it's hers, and if it goes to the cheater, like she recovered it from being a shithole. Basically, it was like full of these kind of plants. It was full of those kind of plants, so she had to cut them and blah blah blah, right? And now it's like a livable house without electricity and with only running water for like for drinking, but not really for shitting and all that. So yeah, I don't know. So it's like, yeah, she probably has learned a lot, but I wonder if she will stay there forever. Like obviously not, right? It's like, to me, like the to me that is kind of obvious that it's regressing, right? Because what Hania said of electricity, like, I'm sure I could live without electricity, right? I'm not disabled, right? If there is someone who is like fucking disabled or something like that, and now they can live on their own, right? Maybe there is someone disabled who lives in a wheelchair. Maybe they can like go to their house on the wheelchair and go to the supermarket and buy things, and then at their house they can like more or less live adaptedly or something like this, thanks to electricity, right? They can't cook because they can use like this fucking easy stuff to cook. I could probably not do it. Like I physically could chop wood, throw it in somewhere, blah blah blah. But it would suck, and I would miss electricity every fucking day, probably. I could not stay until 5 a.m. every day on the internet and wake up early, and maybe that would be a good side. But I would probably miss reading at night. I don't know, watching YouTube, streaming. I mean, technically, she can work on her computer and all this because computers don't take that much of that, and I think she has like even though she doesn't have like electricity, she probably has internet, right? Because she maybe in even if it's a remote place, I think she did mention that she has like network. So if you get have like 4G or 5G on your phone, like you can stream, I guess. So she could probably stream some days, like when her phone charges and all this. Oh, yeah, I mean, of course, we actually can't do much without the basic dependencies that now have become like electricity and internet. Yeah, I mean, it's not that. My point is that we can't do much. Is that we can't do it, but why the fuck would you when when the alternative is there? I don't know. I mean, I understand also like yearning for nature and being closer to nature and all this, but my point is that the best of both worlds is probably the best part, right? When you can get like a house that is close to nature but it's connected to electricity and something that is cheap, so it allows you to have like more leisure time, right? And you have to work less time compared to being in the city, for example. Those kind of things I understand, like trying to get the best of both worlds, trying to get balance, that kind of thing. I understand that, but oh, bro, this is so uncomfortable. For example, sitting outside compared to sitting on a chair. Nah, sitting outside is actually not that bad. For example, here I can hear bugs and all this, but it's not super overwhelming. So I'm not like outside, hanging out outside is not that bad. Live normally, but sometimes discover different ways of living. It's there for us to explore anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not against it. And actually, like, they are 40-minute videos, right? And I watch them all. Like, I watched them through, and I've watched several of them of like several degrees of. There are some who do have electricity and all of this, right? But but the theme is always like being more connected to nature, like doing things yourself, depending less on money, which is good. Trying to get the best of both often gives you the worst of both. You probably have not that much nature, and your internet will suck. Yeah, maybe. I mean, those places do look very quite in nature. I mean, for example, comparing myself with them, it's like I'm in this kind of not really best of both worlds type stuff, but I am close enough to this kind of nature, which is not real nature. Right? This is fucking uh, primary sector exploitation. These are like fields for cows, basically. Which is another thing, right? They are not living in nature. Nature. It's not like deep forest and all this. It's more like fields that people don't occupy anymore, right? So they are probably like overgrown or something like this. But it's not like proper nature. It's not like unclean, like clean Amazon rainforest type shit. It's basically rural areas, right? So cows, that kind of shit. But it is in the mountains, and there is like some nature and all this. That is true, and like the views are beautiful. But yeah, it is that is the point, right? It is beautiful if you are, I guess, not used to it or something like this, right? If it's shocking to you, it looks like connecting back to Earth if you are from the city, right? If you are from a fucking tribe in the Amazon, it's like, bro, what the fuck is this? This is not nature. This is like all old farms and that kind of shit. But yeah, I started saying this because I said that, like, the hostile thing, right? That nature here looks hostile to me, and that was kind of my point, right? Nature is kind of hostile. The delay with me sending a message and you being able to read it is strangely a lot shorter than on your actual setup. Yeah, that's true. Maybe also because I'm looking directly at it, right? When I'm on the computer, I'm mostly looking at my screen and like at the little camera up there and at my monitor. And then sometimes, like, I forget to check the fucking long ass monitor, and I have sometimes windows overlapping. Here, it's more like focused, you could say. Because on the actual laptop, he's distracted by a bunch of things on the internet. Yeah, exactly. Love that loud on your comment. I don't know where was I going with the nature is hostile thing, but I don't know. I was thinking about it. I guess I was kind of down while I was working up, paradoxically. I think swimming gets me on a, I don't know, on a different headspace than walking. I think something about having the whole body in water is different, and I don't know. How are you, Quadro? By the way, how's the job going? Are you finding something? I'm going to talk to my friend as to get a job soon, maybe. But it's like completely unrelated to software or whatever, or anything that gives extra money. This thought might come to you a little bit as negative, but to me, nature represents like perfection, and everything man-made portrays chaos. Ha ha ha. I don't know. To me, like the thing that I said before, like the nature is hostile, is like more true than what you say, right? To me, nature, like when you actually go to nature, I don't know what nature looks like in like Pakistan, but here it's very cold in the in the winter and very hot in the summer. Then there are like a lot of bugs and all of this, right? The plants, as you see, are like they have like thorns, so it's not like you have to take things and all of this. Well, it's not doing great. I think maybe because I just came back from 3 days ago from a very long mountain journey. Nice. What mountain? I saw that in the north of. Is it the north of Pakistan? Like Pakistan is like this. There is like this contested area or something. Is it called Kashmir? And that part is like very beautiful. Hunza Valley. Let me look it up. I think I have actually seen videos about the Hunza Valley. Oops. Oh. It looks dope. The hidden jewel of Pakistan. All the videos say. Yeah, it's like up there in the north. Kashmir, like north of Kashmir, Ladakh. Interesting. How far away is it from Lahore? Let's see. Oops. Vaya, oops. ¿Cómo llegar? Desde Lahore. Boop. 17 hours by car. Holy shit. 1,000 kilometers. Claro. 1,000 kilometers, even though it's not that many kilometers, but it's 17 hours because it's probably like all roads like this, right? Oh wait, I said avoiding tolls. Let's see. Okay, with tolls basically the same. Okay, ooh, very near Kashmir. Also went to Pak China border, -2 degrees Celsius, very high up, loved it. Nice. The bus driver straight up said, you can sit on top of the bus as we climb the last 30 minutes. Kunjerab Pass. That bus doesn't sound safe, or is it with actual sitting and stuff? It's a Chinese coaster bus, and the drivers are extremely experienced. What does coaster bus mean? Let's see. Is the Kakarorum route or something like this in Pakistan? Kakarorum road? No, I don't know how to spell it, sorry. Okay. Let's see. Coaster bus. Coaster bus. Boop. Oh, it's called coaster bus because it's like it's called Toyota coaster. Wait, can I fucking move it? Okay, here. The Kakakoram is a huge mountain range, so it has multiple mountains. It goes through Pakistan. Yeah, that was the road I meant. Do you go through that road to go there, to the Hunza Valley? Alright, I have my head out. I have a small appointment. Next stream for real will stay throughout the whole stream, mate. Okay. Have fun or good luck on the appointment or whatever. Goodbye. Oh. Let's see, 50% battery. Okay, I'm doing alright. I will start going down soon as well. Oh. Oh. Hope the bitrate isn't tanking. Oh. If I do this. I'm going to go up that rock. Because I want to have like this view recorded on stream. Let's see if the fucking bitrate doesn't do me dirty. So this is what I meant with all this fucking... It's hostile. Walking around here is hostile. That's what I meant. And see, it's annoying. It has like bees and all that shit. Oh. Ah. I used to walk here and this was like not that much. But now I get super tired. This is going to be blurry as fuck. I wasn't only thinking hostility though. I was thinking that it does look beautiful. And to me, like this is Spain. Ooh. Because for example, not sure what you thought about Spain before, or for example, English people when they think of Spain, they probably think of like the British coasts. Maybe German people think of Mallorca or whatever, right? Mallorca. But when I think of Spain, I think of this, right? Yellow, basically yellow fields, some green bushes, dry heat. More or less blue skies. Today the sky is not that blue, but because if it were that super blue, I would be on the pool. So in the pool, and also these kind of brick buildings, you can't see them in here on the phone, but yeah, brick buildings, that kind of shit. Pools, swimming pools. Suburban life in Madrid. I didn't know anything of Spain. I have no knowledge. Looks a bit less green than I expected. Going down as in walking some path or speaking the stream. Yeah, I meant going down as in like walking home while streaming. But but yeah. But also if it's like me walking and it just looks like this, maybe I will just cut stream. I don't know. I'm on a borrowed phone, so I don't want to risk it too much. And I feel not that confident in my own body. I feel like, I don't know, like when I get up, I feel kind of dizzy. So I feel like I could fall down. It would be a funny clip for the stream, but I don't want to be that kind of streamer. That used to be like military people hospital, I think. No, now it's a military people hospital. It used to be kind of a hospital for people with like respiratory diseases and all this. I don't know if I recall correctly. I was thinking also on doing not today. Fuck. I'm going to get down. Oh. The dizziness also happens to me sometimes, but I am better in shape than you would expect from someone who rarely leaves his room and does no sports. Lucky genetics, I guess. I think recording myself, oops, oh shit, is better than recording the outside, right? It, the camera has more to focus on or something, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. The problem is that doing this is kind of annoying. My arm gets tired. If I do this, it's too bouncy, I think. And yeah, the thing I was thinking about doing, yeah, I'm in this kind of nostalgic mood or whatever because I am like, if everything goes right, I guess I will be going to Germany with this friend of mine or whatever to work on a fucking airport at night and etc. Right? So I was thinking that I will miss these things, right? Even though right now I am unemployed, blah blah blah, and it's annoying. I will miss these kind of summery vibes on the fucking I will miss this heat when it's German winter, and it's because I guess German winter or does not is not like snow all the time, right? It's more or less like this watery snow sometimes, or what like a lot of raining, right? So I will miss probably a more dry climate, Spanish summer, that kind of thing. Even though if I go September, October, for example, here in Spain, September is quite hot still, and even until October, like summer temperatures, aka today is summer and it's 26 degrees, right? So October with 26 degrees is not that rare. I was looking yesterday at the climate in Sevilla last October, and it was like 10th of October, 37 degrees, and it was like holy fuck. Yeah, the last winter was just shit. No other way to say it. It rarely snows. If it does, it's gone by the next day. Yeah, that's what I think that's what makes it depressing to me, right? I like snowy winter, but I don't like rainy winter because it's cold plus wet, and that I can't handle really well. I mean, I can get used to it, but it was better when I was a kid. But over the time, the winters here just got cold and boring. Depression time. Yeah, that's what I heard from people in Munich, right? And Munich is the south of Germany, so it is closer to the Alps, so maybe it's colder. I can't really say, to be honest. But Leipzig is in the fucking kind of middle of Germany, basically. So Leipzig is pretty. Leipzig is probably depression town. It's it's also like Leipzig was the communist Germany, right? It technically is like that Saxon part or whatever, right? So it's probably super depressing. I don't know. I'm interesting because I like communist buildings and all this, right? I find a certain charm in depression, but once the novelty wears off, it's probably expected to be. Lol, I can't tell you. I might have learned in school, but I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too optimistic about actually going to Germany, and I will never actually go. Who knows? But yeah, I was also thinking regarding that kind of being nostalgic and being like mindful of the future or whatever. I was thinking of two things, right? The game that I talked about, releasing it before going, feels like something that I could focus on, but maybe not really, right? Not necessarily. And then cleaning up my room and like I don't know, auditing my belongings, you could say, right? So seeing what things do I have and all this is something that I think of. Because even though I'm not like 100% sure, I don't know, like I'm not 100% sure that I will come back to Spain, but you could say 80% sure, right? I'm very sure that I will probably come back to Spain, right? So I'm not super worried about moving in that sense, right? It's not like a move, but I do think that it's a good opportunity to start thinking about that kind of thing. It sounds like a lot of work. I think you should start the coding process before you make the estimate of how long you are going to need for the release. Yeah, that's true. I guess with release I meant, yeah, I guess that is better. It's a process that it's better. Yeah, you're right. It's probably not, I don't know, maybe deadlines and sometimes. Let's do this. Maybe deadlines are useful in some sense, like to say, okay, I should have it by this, and if by that time you don't have it, at least you have worked to that point. But yeah, I also don't like. There is nothing that I need to do. Like there is no reason why. Okay, there is one reason why that I have time, right? Because when I start working super late at nights and all this, I will have way less time, and I will also be in Germany, right? So in a new country, blah blah blah. So I will want to at least like explore, go new places, eat out, those kind of things, right? Travel around. So I will have less, maybe make videos, like maybe instead of like streaming like this also, but maybe making videos also, right? So I will be more busy with other things, right? So that game, it's like it will probably, if I don't finish it up by then, it will become like something else that has not been finished, right? Another project that died. So I thought maybe it would be a good idea to rush it a little bit and to see like to at least get something out. I don't know, that was my thinking. I guess I'm walking like the camera is pointing at the sun. I'm walking with the sun behind me. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that much. I don't know. I don't want to say that it's not much work, but the thing that I want to say is that it's not a difficult concept and it's been done before, right? It's not like Evil Blind Middle. Yeah, it's actually kind of cloudy also. I'm also wearing this. Sneakers with this sole. So it's pretty slippery out here. If I fall, clip it. And then the stone's gonna get stuck in the sole. Nah, it's not that groovy. It's quite shallow. It's more like a roof. If you were to look at a roof, it's more or less that kind of. Can you see the tractor? Okay, no longer. Make a clip on YouTube, but you can't watch streams, no? So no need, I guess. You can. There is, I think there is a tool, but yeah, I can rewatch them. And when I rewatch them, I also have the ability to make clips. So I mean, like there is a tool on YouTube for it. And these were the yellow flowers I was talking about. These are not that hostile. There are more tractors too. More like down below, I saw one coming. Hostile. The thorny ones just don't want to be eaten, so it's a defense mechanism, no? I wouldn't say they are more hostile than a frog with a bright colors. I guess. It would be me, right? The hostile being trying to like approach them. I see someone coming, that's why I'm kind of... If I shut up for a moment, it's because the person is close by. Here, I could switch the camera so you can see. I don't know, maybe that looks weird for... Maybe if I had headphones, I could pretend like I was looking at something. You look beautiful. Probably pick the flower to show us. Maybe. No. I passed the guy. If I paused, maybe you could like kind of see him, but no chance. Do you greet people on the street? Kind of. In this trail, sometimes I do. Like when it's a not busy day, like today. Today it's pretty empty. So yeah, it's like hello, something like that. When it's like a Saturday or a Sunday, and I see people who are like in groups, right? So there are like 4 people and they're already talking or whatever between each other, and there are, you know, that there will be like 5 groups of them. Maybe not, maybe not. I don't know. I wonder about that etiquette. Also, if there are people like with headphones or something, usually I don't. Like sometimes they don't. Sometimes they will greet, right? Because they have headphones, so they can't hear you. I don't like greeting people and not being greeted back, so I don't usually start the greet myself. Bro, being a blogger is so tiring. Like the people who have like these fucking heavy ass cameras that they hold like this. I'm tired already. I guess this is a but not that comfortable greet though. They don't greet people in Germany. No one does, or almost no one. I don't know. Maybe in small towns, right? Like this is a small town, and this is like a trail part of the small town. Maybe if you go to the Alps, to a little town in the Alps. Yeah, in smaller towns it's probably different. Yeah, maybe it's a mix, right? Mix of both Spanish plus small town. Maybe it's more small town than Spanish. I don't know. Wouldn't know. I think in Finland, for example, or in Sweden, even in small towns, people keep their distance and all that. And they respect space much more, you could say. And I guess greeting is a way of, I guess, not respecting space. This phone, even though the camera quality may not be that good, the performance is acceptable. It's a pretty old phone. I've been streaming for an hour. Started with 80%. I'm at 30. I don't know. Decent. It's borrowed too, so this part in between the trees is pretty chill. But yeah, for example, I I wouldn't be comfortable calling this nature, because to me it's not really nature. Because when you look past the obvious trees, like there are fences with like small huts and all of this, right? So it's clearly not nature. And all of these things that are fenced up, this is like pasture for horses to graze in or whatever, right? So it's really not nature. This path is clearly not nature too. It's owned land after all. My phone wouldn't make it that good, not that I have checked. Yeah. Also, but yeah, sorry. Comparing, like, I don't know. This is why when I was saying like the nature is hostile thing, it's like the best of both worlds is probably just living in a city close to a park. Like a park in a city, it's for me probably non-distinguishable from this kind of shit, right? Path, greenery, but not a lot of mosquitoes like in real nature, not cow shit everywhere, that kind of shit, right? Maybe dog shit because of people walking dogs and being impolite. Oh. I guess, but the park also doesn't really resemble true nature anymore, at least not in Berlin. Yeah, but that's the point, right? That true nature is actually pretty annoying. I mean, what Cuadro said, for example, the mountains that he was in, I guess when you start going into that kind of excursion, but forests, for example, it depends on what kind of forest, but most forests, well, not sure if most, many forests are like man-made, right? It's like not man-made in the sense that there was a field and it got like people planted trees in it, but it's like over the course of the years and all this. Ooh. Not sure why he has blinders on. He? Maybe she. Can't see down below. But yeah, like forests are kind of more like a hybrid of, I don't know, it depends maybe on what forest and all this, right? I'm thinking of some forests in particular, for example, in the north of Spain. What did you ask before guessing its gender? No, that I didn't look. Ah, what it had in the in the head. Those masks are for holding flies and stuff, I think. Oops. I'm going to lower this. And pretend I'm looking at my phone. I think these people live here because technically you cannot use motorbikes on this path. Like past a certain point, it's all private land. Like when I walk, most of the places that I walk in, this is technically still a road, but up there is like a fence, and on that fence it starts being a private property. And there, to go with your car or with motorbike, you have to get permission. So either they are not like they don't give a fuck, or they know someone or something, or they own some land and are taking advantage of it or whatever. I think it's coming back. The other tractor was here, in this field. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought that if it's private, you can't even walk there. Not really. It's called, I don't know. I don't exactly know what rules govern it or whatever. But I think it's like hunting territory or something like this. So yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. It's strange, to be honest, but because once I went with my car there and they told me something like, and they called the police, I think, and I went back down quicker than I could have or whatever, but yeah, they called the police on me for being there. Okay, I didn't see the cars. Fuck. Sorry, the other tractor. Maybe they returned it already or whatever. There is a nun before me. She's talking to other old people. By the way, when you posted the stream in Discord, I got the notification even without the notice, so I think it's fine to post. Nice. Okay, we are arriving to my house, so I'm going to end the stream here. After I turn, oh, thank you for being here, and goodbye. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow probably will be a stream of me talking about either the process of the application or something, but maybe that will be like just 2 lines. I will just say, so yeah, I literally sent an email and that's it, because they probably won't have replied yet. So yeah, goodbye. Maybe tomorrow I will actually go to the pool or something. Okay, I have work tomorrow, so I'll see if I make it. Okay, bye. Maybe if you have work tomorrow, I will plan something, one of those streams that I consider more boring, like updating my website or something like this. Or researching Monaco, for example, watching videos about Monaco. Maybe I will keep doing that. Okay, bye.